right, so somebody asked me to comment on Bullies. Now, keep in mind, everything I tell you about Twitter, take with a bit of a grain of salt. Why? Because I still don't understand fully how to process Twitter. But the basic rules of the road about bullies I learned somewhere in 9th grade and never forgot it. Why? It's easy to understand. I had no enemies in high school, none, zero, not a single one. Prided myself on being able to interact freely between all the different cliques. I'd go to party. Somewhere in the beginning, 9th grade, I went to a party every Friday, Saturday night. Went to a party every Friday, Saturday night for all of high school. There was a party in the town, there was a party in the field somewhere, and I went there. And swear to God. And every single Friday, Saturday night, the beginning of 9th grade, I went to that party and hung out till 2, 3 in the morning, whatever. Had no enemies, not a single enemy. Nobody ever squared off against me in real life, ever. Nobody has ever squared off against me in real life, ever. That tells you exactly what you need to know. That includes being in parties in the ghetto. Nobody ever squared off against me in the ghetto. Why? There's basic mechanics at play. All bullies are cowards, all bullies are cowards, all bullies are cowards, all bullies are cowards, all bullies are cowards. If you understand just that, that's enough to handle a bully. Why? Because they're looking for a victim. The basic mechanics of a bully are the same as Twitter is in real life. They come 5-on-1. All the time, 5-on-1, all the time. They never come alone. That's how you know they're bullies. Why? Because there's 5 of them. There's not one. There's 5. They pile on you. Twitter, they do the same thing. They're 5 pile-on douchebag Twitter atheist bullies, Twitter atheist nerd bullies, Twitter atheist evil nerd bullies on Twitter. They come 5-on-1. Coward. Anybody who needs 5 people to do anything is a coward. Bang. By definition. Bang. Yes. Yes, they are. And if any of you are an evil Twitter douchebag bully, I got your number. I'll hunt you down. I'll hunt each and every one of you down individually, and I will square off against you one-on-one. You will never mess with me again. Why? Because I know for a fact you're a coward, because all bullies are cowards. Because I know for a fact, that's why I squared off against 1 or 2 of them one-on-one. People didn't understand why I was doing that. I don't do this as well on Twitter as in real life. Real life, I never get this wrong. Never get this wrong. Never get this wrong in real life. I size it up immediately, intuitively, automatically, get it right 100 times out of 100. A lot of stuff that I do, and I'll tell you I do, a lot of people can do. There's parts of it that are easy. Parts of it are easy. Handling bullies is easy. Why? They're douchebag meathead thugs, frat guys, tough guy goons, call what you will. They're idiots. They're total idiots and they're a dime a dozen. I can handle them in my sleep. Soak it anyway. That part's easy. It's really easy. It really is. Because they're idiots. All you have to do, and they only understand fear. That's it. That's all they understand, fear. All you have to do is communicate, I'm not afraid of you. You do it really easy. Look one of them in the eye. They're dead. They will never mess with you. That's it. Look them in the eye. I swear to God, no one has ever squared off against me in real life. Ever. The only times I've gotten in fights, if my friends, who can be idiots, I had 2 levels of friends in high schools. The A-level cool kids and B-level cool kids. I hung out with both of them. A-level cool kids are more prestigious, went to Ivy League schools. They're more like St. Andrews, somewhat polished, sophisticated, cultural. The B-level cool kids are stoners, punk rockers. Okay, I hung out more with the B-level cool kids, but I interacted freely between the 2 groups. Why did I got bored of the A-level cool kids. In my town, they had Born Taste of Music. And no disrespect to Dire Straits, I like Dire Straits too, but Dire Straits and Jethro Tull was what they talk about, and I got bored. So I go hang out with the B-level cool kids and punk rock, Pink Floyd, later on rap. Better taste of music, honestly. That's part of it, but I'd interact freely with groups for different reasons. I hung out with everybody, nerds, everybody, got along with everybody. Easily, never had any problem with anybody. And I hung out with the bullies too. I like most of the bullies. That's why I can square off against them. A lot of people are not afraid of bullies. A lot of people are not afraid of meathead goon thugs, idiots. That part's really easy. Because if it ever came down to one of them squaring off against me, let's say he was standing in front of my face, what wouldn't happen? Never happened. Why? Because they understand only one power dynamic, that's fear. That's it. That's all they understand. And all bullies are cowards. 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 That's it. They're cowards. Period. If you understand that, then you understand how to handle a bully. Why? Because if you just show them, you don't even have to display it. If you're not afraid of them, they won't go near you. Period. Now, a lot of people understand that basic paradigm. That's not complicated. If a bully were to square off against me in real life, this is exactly what I'd say to him. Probably use this tone of voice. Or this is roughly what I'd say to him. Yeah, and... And you want to say to me exactly what? And yes, do you have something to say? And you kind of draw attention to the proceedings. You draw attention to the proceedings, they'll slink away from you, Dara. Why? Because you understand what's really at issue. Respect, status, that's really what's going on. The reason why nobody ever squared off against me, one, I was never afraid of anybody in a social situation. Why? I understood the mechanics. It's not that complicated. I'm not a brave person, really not. It's not nothing to do with courage. I'll explain that later. The reason why nobody ever squared off against me is I showed no fear in a social situation. Singled out. That's the thing you need to know about bullies. They always come 5-on-1 and they single someone out. Usually that person's walking alone and displaying signs of vulnerability. Chum in the water, as they say. So if they're bullying you on Twitter, you're chum in the water to a certain degree. Don't know this for a fact because I don't understand Twitter all that well yet. But my guess is if they're coming on you 5-on-1, they're bullies. If they read what they're responding to, you're chum in the water to a certain degree. You're putting a vulnerability out there, and they're responding to that, and they think you're afraid somehow. They're smelling fear somehow. That's it. Now, a lot of people understand the mechanics of bullies. That's not impressive. What is impressive is I have squared off against bullies. I have squared off against the bullies 1-5, okay, to talk them out of beating up my friends. Now, that's truly skillful, and I've done it a few times. Because some of my B-level friends are idiots. my A-level friends, we all interacted. The A-level friends interact with the football players. My town was a cool town. Everybody knew everybody. Everybody got along. My B-level friends sometimes were idiots and troublemakers. They're troublemakers. The punk rockers are troublemakers. They're fun to hang out with, but they can be troublemakers and they get themselves in trouble. And sometimes I had to talk the town bully out of beating them up. And I did it more than once. But picture the mechanics of the situation. 2 o'clock in the morning, drugs and alcohol involved. This really happened, I promise you, swear to God. I square off against 5 guys. I square off by myself against 5 guys. And I go to the roughest, toughest, meanest one and talk about beating up my friend. Face to face, eye to eye. Swear to God, I've done it. I'll explain to you how I did it. That's not really what we're talking. Promise you I've done that. Promise you I've done that more than once. There's complicated mechanics to that too. In real life, I understand these mechanics intuitively, automatically. I play right all the time, almost automatically without even knowing what I'm doing. Play right all the time. I don't really know what I'm doing. It's hard to explain. I'm kind of going on automatic. The only time a bully is going to square off against you, this rule is the rule of the road. I've gone to parties in the ghetto, promise. Nobody ever squared off against me in the ghetto. Could I fight a ghetto guy? No, never been in fights. I've been in 2 fights in my life. I've had weapons pulled on me twice. Twice that I remember, maybe more than that. Not in the ghetto. Not in the ghetto. I'll explain to you, okay, that's a good story. Weapons pulled on me. I had a knife pulled on me in Cape Cod. Everything I understood about the situation, I understood about it intuitively. If the lights had been on, the guy never would have done it. How you handle bully in real life easily, cleanly, without any melodrama, look him in the eye. That's it. It's that simple. Look him in the eye, he won't mess with you past that point. Why? Because they're all cowards. There can be 5 of them. You pick the toughest guy, look him directly in the eye. Then they'll all slink away from you. I've done that there were one time when people squared off against us to hurt us. Again, my friends involved, I did basically the same thing. Stood up to the whole pack, looked the toughest guy in the eye. That's it. Usually they slink away from you because the calculations, they're all cowards. They're always cowards. They're always cowards. Always cowards. Always. That's why they bully, because they're cowards. So if you show them I'm not afraid of you at all, and you can demonstrate, the easier you demonstrate, the quickest, easiest way to demonstrate that, look them in the eye. They're done. They're done. You don't have to talk past that point usually. If you do have to talk that point, say something like this. Yes, and what exactly? Did you have something to say exactly? Does that sound like I could easily kick his ass if I wanted to? Yes, it does. And he's bluffing. That's the point. He's bluffing. I know he's bluffing. He knows he's bluffing. If I look him in the eye, calls bluff. He'll never go past that point. He doesn't know I can't fight. I know I can't fight. He'll never find out. Why? Because he's bluffing and I know it. Just like the time the guy pulled the knife on me. He was bluffing. Obviously he was bluffing. A lot of ways you can parse this out in real life. It's easy to do. Tone of voice tell you a lot. Okay, so in real life, again, my friend stole the guy's sneakers. Idiots. My friends can be idiots. I swear to God, some of my friends were idiots. And sometimes I had to cover their ass. I swear to God, that's the only time I got into altercations. Because my friends did something stupid and I had to cover their ass. I had to step in and cover their ass. I swear to God. That's why sometimes I go to these places by myself. because I knew my friends would never be able to handle it, or they embarrass me if they do something stupid. I swear to God, sometimes I just go by myself. If it was going to be like a party in the hood, there's no way I'd trust anybody to come with me, because nobody else knows how to maneuver. They do something stupid, I'd have to defend them. They'd get shot, and I'd have to take them to the hospital. Nobody ever squared off against me in the hood, ever. Ever. Why? Because they understand the basic mechanics of human interactions well. In the hood, they understand it perfectly. Respect. Never disrespect anybody in public. 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 Never, ever, ever disrespect anybody in public. If you do that, you can avoid 80% of the problems you have with other people. Most of it's you disrespect them. Sometimes I've done it unintentionally, not usually in public. A little bit here and there in public. On Twitter, I've probably done it unintentionally. Because I don't understand Twitter. I put out a joke about, like, Craig Reed destroys Brett, and everyone thought I was serious. I swear to God. Oh, yeah, he thinks he's destroyed this. Let's go. Then they congregated. Probably someone said, no, don't mess with Craig Reed. Why? Because one or two of them knows that if they come at me at 5, I'm going to single one of them out. I'm going to single one of them out, hunt him down by himself. I swear to God, I will. I've done it. I've done it. All the guys in the DM were like, why is he doing that? I know exactly why I was doing that. Impressing upon him that if he continues down this course of action, I mean business, I'm not in the business of being publicly disrespected. I'll figure it out on Twitter. I don't get it on Twitter yet, but trust me, I'll figure it out soon, and I'll know exactly how to it's hard to explain. Hard to explain. Never had to do it in real life. Never, ever did I have to do it in real life. Ever. Ever. No one ever calls my bluff in real life. Why? How I carry my body weight tells them everything they need to know. Everything. I've gone to the ghetto, dude. I promise. I've gone to ghetto parties in Harlem and hung out. Well, I was the only white guy there. I swear to God, the only white guy in the room. Because I'm the only white guy who had the audacity to do what I was doing. I was just there to, for adventure, have a good time. It was fun. Hang out till 3 in the morning. Hang out with ghetto guys. I swear to God. I swear to God. If you understand them, they're basically decent people. Some of them too. It's weird. It's weird. If you understand the mechanics, you can translate the mechanics anywhere in the world. Anywhere in the world. Why? Because the basic mechanics are the same. Some people know what's what, okay? Those are the people that are important. They know what's what. They're the prestigious, they're the high status people. You don't have to do anything to impress them. Give them a nod of respect. Show that you know who they are, and they'll respect you immediately. In public, I could do it without even thinking about it. In the ghetto, I walk in the room, probably the guy who's running all the thugs, probably the goons square off against me. Probably 5 of them came to kill me, right? But the guy who runs the goons, the guy who understands fear runs the goons. That's the reality. That's the basic reality. The guy who understands fear terrorizes the goons. And I can easily terrorize the goon. Easily. I don't do it, but I easily could. Because I understand, if I wanted to terrorize a goon, I could terrorize him in my sleep. Why? Because they're fucking idiots. They're idiots. They're absolute idiots. And they're cowards. They're idiots and they're cowards. I can't do it that well on Twitter. The fact that I had to on Twitter tells you everything you need to know. Real life, I never had to. Never had to terrorize a goon in real life. That's what like the drug dealers do. They've got 4 or 5 guys who are the thugs, the goons. The mob boss does the same thing. You do recognize this basic equation, correct? That there's an intelligent guy running the idiot thugs, correct? The idiot thugs are interchangeable meatheads. They're called the muscle, they're called the frat guy, they're called the thug, the clown, whatever you want to call him. He's an idiot. He's interchangeable. You can handle him in your sleep. Why? Because the only thing he understands is fear. And if you don't show fear, he doesn't know how to process you. He won't even try. Why? He'll move on to he's only looking for a victim. He's only looking for a victim. That's it. Why? Because he's a coward. He's a coward. He's only looking for a victim. He will never cross you past a certain point. Why? He's only looking for a victim. And if I could explain it to the kids who get bullied in high school, I could explain how they could cover themselves and avoid 50% of their problems. 50% of their problems. Promise, the equation is the same everywhere you go. So I'll work that out for somebody's edification. Someone needs to hear that. I know how to. Nobody ever bullied me in high school. No, never. I didn't even bully anybody else. If I wanted to, I could have terrorized the tough guys, and that's what some people do because they understand what I'm talking about. So they get their jollies terrorizing the tough guys. I didn't do that because that could possibly lead to trouble. Wasn't looking for trouble. I was there to have a good time. Bang, that's simple. If you're there to have a good time, you're respectful to everybody, 99 times out of 100 people leave you alone. I was always there for a good time, that's it. It's the only reason I was there. Wasn't trying to get up in anybody's cage, wasn't trying to disrespect anybody, wasn't trying to prove how smart or tough I am, never. Just there to have fun. Once people understood that, 50% of your problems are avoided. Why? Because if you're there just to be harmless and have a good time, nobody's ever, usually people won't mess with you. The 1 or 2 times where they did, it was my friend's fault. The one time I got a weapon pulled on me, only 2 times I remember, or threatened with a weapon. One time I got threatened with the gun, one time I got threatened with a knife. The time I got threatened with the gun was more plausible. The guy probably had a gun. I'll tell that story another time. The time I got threatened with a knife, the guy was a freaking clown. Freaking meathead clown. He had a knife, put it up to my face, okay? He had a knife. Was it scary at all? No. If the lights, it was dark. It was on a beach in Cape Cod. The basic mechanics of the situation are thus. If the lights had been on, he never would have done it. Why? I would have looked him in the eye. I would have looked him in the eye. He wouldn't have called, all bullies are cowards, all bullies are cowards, all bullies are cowards, all bullies are cowards. If you understand that, you'll understand enough. Just understand that one part. All bullies are cowards, all bullies are cowards, all bullies are cowards. That's why they bully. Because they're cowards through and through. It's why they congregate 5-on-1. Because they're cowards. Cowards. They never go one-on-one. Never. Deacon Verdiman, for example, is a Twitter atheist. Have you ever seen him congregate on you 5-on-1? No. He'll get in your snout and act kind of annoying sometimes, but he always does it one-on-one. Why? He's not a coward. He's not a coward. He's not a coward at all. Bullies always come 5-on-1. Why? Because they're cowards. That's why they enlist 5 of their friends to help them, you know, whatever they do on Twitter. In real life, they enlist 5 of their friends to terrorize you. But if you have no fear of them, they can't terrorize you. There's nothing to terrorize. I'm not afraid of you. It's really that simple. Honestly, it's really that simple. Now, most people understand the basic equation. So I'll explain the guy pulling a knife on me. First of all, my friend started the whole problem. He stole the other guy's sneakers. Swear to God, he did it. Sometimes my friends were idiots, and sometimes they get me in trouble. And I'd have to cover their ass. Why? Because they were idiots. That's a stupid thing to do, is it not? He stole the guy's sneakers, correct? That's a dumb thing to do. Everyone understand that? Why did he steal the guy's sneakers? I don't know. He was being stupid because they were leather Chuck Tees. Does that mean anything to anybody? It didn't mean anything to me at the time. Converse, leather Chuck Tees. He made this, I don't know, orgasm over the sneakers. Leather Chuck Tees. Coolest sneakers I've ever seen. Well, I don't know. Who cares? Stupid stuff. Kid stuff. You know, that's what they fight over in the ghetto. Sneakers. That's what they stab each other over, sneakers. I swear to God, that's what at least that used to be in my day. They used to stab each other for sneakers. I swear to God, they did. I swear to God, they fight over stupid things. Talismans of status. That's what they are. Irrelevant. You understand the real mechanics of the real world. Nobody ever thinks that you don't. Nobody ever disrespects you. I swear to God. I don't think anybody ever disrespected me in public. Be surprised. I'll think about it, but I'd be surprised. That guy came up to me. Okay, my friend wasn't there, and he comes up to me. First of all, he goes, I'm from Brooklyn. You don't want to mess with me, I'm from Brooklyn. There's no way that guy, he's probably legitimately from Brooklyn. There's no way he's a tough guy from Brooklyn. I knew tough guys from Brooklyn. They're scary. They're really scary. They're truly terrifying human beings. Tough guy from Brooklyn squares off against you. I swear to God, it'd be the scariest 2 minutes of your life. And you'd remember it till the day you die. And he wouldn't act with this clown. This is a meathead. This is a frat guy meathead. I swear to God. Everything you need to know is in his tone of voice. I'm from Brooklyn, man. Okay, a truly tough guy from Brooklyn wouldn't raise his voice. Because that's bravado right there. Oh, from Brooklyn, man. That's what a frat guy does. Puff up. I puff up. As soon as someone's puffing up, they're a coward. Why? Because truly tough guys don't do that. They consider it beneath them. I swear to God. I know truly tough guys. Like truly scary tough guys. The only... I made friends with them. Actually, I swear to God, I made friends with them. That's how I handle them. Make friends with them. It's the easiest way. Make friends with them. Not that hard to do, actually, because there are some things about them that were cool. That's it. It's that simple. Figure out the thing about the person that you actually respect and like, and it's easy. Well, anyways, okay, that's a different story. So the guy squares off against me and says, tell your friend this is what's waiting for him if he doesn't come back with the sneakers. Brandishes a knife. Okay, he's not going to stab me at all. If the lights were on, he would have backed down immediately. Why? So I looked him in the eye, and if I had to, I would have done this. I would have called his bluff. He was bluffing, obviously. He was a frat guy meathead. He may have been from Brooklyn. He wasn't a tough Brooklyn guy in any meaningful sense of the word. Why? Because truly tough guys in Brooklyn, A, aren't a party in Cape Cod. B, he A tough guy from Brooklyn, an actual like gangbanger from Brooklyn, may have a knife. He'd never pull it out in Cape Cod. Never in a million years. He could consider it beneath himself to handle a guy at a Cape Cod party. He would never pull a knife. Why? Wouldn't have to. If you didn't understand that he was tough, he would kill you right on the spot. I swear to God, that's what those guys are actually like. They mean business. You can hear it in the tone of their voice. That's why you don't cross them, or you're stupid. Why? Because you hear it in the tone of their voice. Hear it in the tone of his voice, he was a meathead clown. Because he's trying to pimp himself out. He's trying to pump. You get that he's going, bro, I'm the biggest, toughest, baddest guy. The biggest, toughest, baddest guy doesn't do that. Considers it beneath himself. He would get up in your snout. The biggest, toughest, baddest guy. If you stole sneakers, watch out. Watch out, freak out, because he'd kill you. He'd kill you. I swear to God, he'd kill you. I would. If I thought that guy was a big, bad, tough guy, I would tell my friend, leave him alone. Please, don't go near him. He'll kill you. He'll kill both of us. Because the true tough guy from Brooklyn will kill you. Will kill you. Don't never square off against a tough guy from Brooklyn. He'll kill you. But you can understand that he's truly tough by his tone of voice. It's not, I'm all tough and rough and tough. It's matter of fact. As a matter of fact, I will kill you if those sneakers, he'll say it. It's hard to get the tone right. I haven't thought about it. But it'll be deliberate. And it'll be matter of fact. There'll be no mistaking it, for he means business, and we better get those sneakers back or he's going to kill somebody. That's exactly the message it would convey. This guy was trying to prove to me he was a really rough, tough guy from Brooklyn. Obviously, the lights were on, he would have backed down immediately. Wow, I would have looked him in the eye. Looked him in the eye, and if I had to, I would have gone like this. I would have done it exactly like this, intuitively, automatically, would have been the right thing to do. I would have gone, that ain't how you carry a knife, Holmes. I swear to God, I would have said, that's not how you carry a knife, dude. Because he would have had his knife carried wrong. I would have immediately called his bluff. He would have known he wasn't going to stab me. I knew he wasn't going to stab me. He would have backed away. He backed away, and I would have called attention to the proceedings. Look, this guy thinks he's going to stab me. That's not how you carry a knife, dude. Honest, dude, that's not how you carry a knife. I know that. How come you don't know that? Called his bluff immediately. You are not from a gang. I can tell by how you hold your knife. I would have been right. That detail would have been right. You're not from a gang, clown. I've met gangbangers. And I would have said that. I've met gangbangers. You ain't one of them. I swear to God. And I would have been telling the God's honest truth. It's a lot easier if you stick to the God's honest truth. Why? Because you get the details right without thinking about it. You'll get the details right. I have met gangbangers. I have met the toughest guys in town in Brooklyn, and made friends with them. I swear to God I have. I swear to God I have. Someday I'll tell you the story of the toughest, meanest guy in Brooklyn. So, basic rules of the road. Again, this is not an exact science. In real life, I get this right automatically all the time, 100 times out of 100. Twitter, it's hard to process correctly. A lot of complicated mechanics going on Twitter that I don't fully understand, to tell you the truth. Tweets and retweets and likes are part of the equation, and I don't fully understand how they are contributing to your... I don't really get it yet. I honestly don't. I don't. In real life, I get this stuff immediately, automatically, on the spot, note for note, perfect. Usually 100 times out of 100, I play it correctly, automatically. Why? Because I truly know what I'm doing when out there in the real world. I truly know what I'm doing. Truly, honest to God, know how to maneuver through people easily without everybody. There's a lot of people who know how to handle bullies. That's not hard to do. The real brains behind the operation has never fought. The bullies don't notice that. He's never fought. He's convinced them all he's the roughest, toughest guy in town, but they've never actually seen him fight. Or maybe he was in a fight like 5 years ago or 10 years ago, once upon a time, but he hasn't had to fight in a long time. Why? He's got 5 thugs trained to do whatever he wants. Why? He terrorizes them, knows exactly how to put fear in them. They're all afraid of him. They're all afraid of him. How I would maneuver in the hood, I probably did without even thinking about it. Walked in the room, knew exactly who he was, said, nodded respectfully to him. He told those guys hands off. Why? He was probably impressed with me right then and there because I recognized immediately who he was. So he was like, hands off that guy, he's cool. I swear. And then the thugs would have been impressed with me immediately. Why? Because they've been trying to earn that guy's respect for 3 or 4 years. I earned him when I walked in the door. Why? Because I recognized who he was just by virtue of where he was in the room. In real life, I get this 100 times out of 100. Where he is in the room, who's around him. 3 of the prettiest girls in town are right at his side. A couple other guys, and he's in the center of attention, and there are 5 or 6 or 7 people around him, 3 of whom are the best-looking women in the room. It's really obvious he's running the show in a party in the ghetto. Why? He's probably the drug dealer. And if you respect, I gotta run. That's my wife. That's all for now. Mass is ended. Go in peace.